Welcome to the SVG-TV Evening News for Friday, November 28th. I'm Khalil Cato with the details. There's a need for a greater move in the region towards finding an appropriate niche product that is unique to each country to attract more tourists. That's according to Akala Cameron, featured speaker at the inaugural tourism lecture last evening held under the theme Sustainable Tourism Development, Embracing the Benefits of Community-Based Tourism. Cameron said the competition is no longer on sun, sand and sea, but has moved towards non-traditional type products.
What is key in terms of these non-traditional type products is that the successful development, marketing and management of these products really depends on the communities, right? And so you find that there is this whole move towards community-based tourism, because community-based tourism gives you the foundation or the home for engaging in these non-traditional type of tourism or developing these non-traditional type tourism products. So what we've seen is that there is this whole move towards embracing community-based tourism.
She noted that there are a number of countries that are moving in the direction of community-based tourism.
When we talk about community-based tourism, I'll start off generally by giving an overall definition. It's a collaborative approach to tourism in which community members exercise control through active participation in appraisal, development, management, and/or ownership of enterprises that delivers net socioeconomics to community members. It conserves natural and cultural resources, adds value to the experiences of local and foreign visitors, and it also encompasses both tourism activities in the community and goods and services supplied to the industry by one or more community members.
While supporting the initiative of community-based tourism, Cameron made it clear that it is not a product, but a process which some persons categorized as similar to ecotourism.
Nature tourism, heritage tourism, adventure tourism, etc. are all products that are developed through community-based tourism, right? And I think I need to make that point very early, in that when you're looking at the whole notion of community-based tourism, it's a process of development that you engage in at the destination level in order to achieve sustainable development.
Meanwhile, Chief Executive Officer of the Tourism Authority, Glenn Beach, says sometimes he thinks Vincentians do not appreciate tourism and what it means for the country. According to Beach, tourism still lags behind agriculture and other sectors locally.
And that is not to say that they're not important. They really are. But I do think a lot of times that tourism is not given the attention that it deserves. In 2005, when I became the Minister of Tourism, one of the first projects that we had was the Tourism Development Project, funded by the European Union and the government of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. And initially, this project was to deal with 20 sites throughout St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Eventually, I think it went down to 15 sites. Such as Darkview Falls, Trinity Falls, the Botanical Gardens, Oya Salt Pond, Raraku, just to name a few of them. But I think what was most important about this project was the fact that all of these sites were to be managed by the communities themselves. And that was the first time it was being done in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. And there were those who doubted whether this could be done. And I'm very happy to say that the communities really grabbed it by the horns, and I think they have done a tremendous job in managing many of these sites throughout St. Vincent and the Grenadines.
He also pointed out that they've had a lot of challenges along the way in developing SVG's tourism product, particularly as it relates to some tourism sites.
For example, in terms of the Botanical Gardens, we had to refence that whole site. But to do that and still leave the curator's house in the state that it was would have been something that we just could not afford to do. Between the PS of Tourism, who's still the PS presently, Mrs. Laverne Grant, and she will be here shortly, and myself, we sat down to look at where we could move funds from different sites in order to get the curator's house done. The estimate for the curator's house at that time to repair it, refurbish it, was approximately $1 million. By the end of it, we came up with approximately $500,000. Fortunately, it was sufficient to do a pretty good job. And there you have the curator's house as it stands now. But I give that story because after the curator's house was completed, then we had a few different organizations wanting to take ownership of it.
Earlier today, the Ministry of Tourism hosted an exhibition to sensitize the public about the various local products and services available from local businesses. Speaking to SVG-TV at Heritage Square, where the exhibition was mounted, Hospitality Officer with the St. Vincent and the Grenadines Tourism Authority, Marlon Joseph, says persons have been requesting the event for some time now, where they can see some of the products SVG has to offer firsthand.
Today's exhibition is all part of our Tourism Month celebration, and November, the month we're in currently, this is Tourism Month. And today's exhibition is really an effort to try to galvanize greater support for our local business folk. So you would see as you go around different merchandise produced locally. We have arts and crafts and even culinary arts being presented at today's exhibition.
SVG-TV News spoke to several of the exhibitors about the products on display.
When we say do 32, we are referring to the 32 islands and cays that make up St. Vincent and the Grenadines. So it's an encouragement and invitation if you're a visitor to come to St. Vincent and the Grenadines and enjoy all of our islands, experience them each. Or even if you're a local, you can enjoy the 32 islands and cays that we have to offer.
Hi, my name is Jasmine Dean and I'm from Jazzy Organics. This is a business that turned into a business from a hobby. I started last year and I believe God gave me this inspiration because I wasn't really thinking about making soaps, but I just decided to research the different plants and what we can use in St. Vincent that can help heal our skin, you know. And today I have here all the different assortments at the Ministry of Tourism Exhibits. I do not have a permanent location. What persons do? They contact me on Facebook. The Facebook page is called Jazzy Organics. They message me or they WhatsApp me at 526-1329 and I deliver on Monday, Wednesdays and Fridays.
I'm Empress Modupe Olufemi Jacobs and my company name is Wando Genet, and which is an agro-based company. We produce We-Cooking culinary arts program which supports your local agricultural and marine food producers. I'm showing what you could do with the local products of St. Vincent, like your yam, your tanya, your dashi, and your banana and coconut. The whole goal of this is to promote what we have here in St. Vincent.
This is MCK Products. That's the name of the business, right? Of course, it's operated by me, Carlos Williams. It's a small agro industry operated out of Green Hill, right? So we do like punch the cream, rum punch, and local drinks. MCK, we can reach us 4570497. I'm listed in the telephone book, Carlos Williams, Green Hill.
Today's exhibition was one of several activities held thus far to mark Tourism Month 2014. Having the means to ensure water safety and water of the right quality is said to be of paramount importance to the people of the Grenadines. This was established by Deputy Director of Grenadines Affairs, Herman Belmar, while addressing the opening of a workshop yesterday geared at advancing the implementation of a national water safety plan for SVG. Belmar explains that to ensure accessibility to safe water on Beckway, a new project is currently being looked at to further enhance the reverse osmosis plant on the island. Belmar says the project is expected to see a drastic increase in the availability of water on Beckway.
And having a supply now through the reverse osmosis plant means greater attention must be placed on what we're delivering. Because we're not only delivering to domestic households now, we're delivering water, hospital, police station, schools, name it. So the quality that we're delivering to the public. And I'm so happy that Mr. Ballantyne comes down regularly and does the monitoring in the Grenadines. So bear with me, because we are moving now to the next stage. Under the USAID OECS project, we are hoping to take the storage capacity from 20,000 gallon storage capacity at the reverse osmosis storage tank to about 60,000 gallons if the contract works well by the end of December. So we have a new tank on island to be taken to the site and to be erected as a prefabricated structure.
More Vincentian men are said to be coming forward and reporting abuse by their spouses. This is according to the director of the Gender Affairs Division, Polly Oliver. Oliver told SVG-TV News that the outreach which the Gender Affairs Division has been carrying out seems to be significantly helping to encourage men and women to report cases of abuse.
This is why I think men are now coming forward, is that they are thinking that, in terms of education, more persons are being trained, people are now being exposed to education, people are seeing, they are feeling the effects as much as women would, and they are also looking for redress. Because while they wanted to protect their ego then, and their masculinity, which I believe that's, violence is still present a lot among men, but you would not find them coming forward. You more find that the women will come, and make the complaint and look for redress and so forth. But as I say, I think one, enlightenment. The whole issue of violence is right in our faces, and men want redress also. I think they are now also thinking that no more can we remain in silence, and we want to work alongside our women in terms of helping to stamp out the scourge of violence, and just letting it know that it's not just women only but men, to also bring the balance.
According to Oliver, given the support that is available, men should not be ashamed to report cases of abuse.
I would just want to encourage the men who think that they are abused, who are in an abusive relationship, to come forward and talk about it. The thing is that when you talk, you can be healed, you can get help, because what you really want is help, and you want it to be known that men are also suffering abuse, whilst on the contrary that men 99.9% of the time they are the perpetrators. But yes, in terms of speaking about gender balance, of course, we would want our men to come forward and be a part of the process.
Meanwhile, the Gender Affairs Division Director says all hands need to be on deck to stamp out the scourge of gender-based violence in society. Oliver says the ministry is doing its part, but the issue needs to be dealt with holistically.
The NGOs, the faith-based organizations, the service clubs, all hands must be on deck. And we must all work together. We must all sing from the same song sheet. We must all be saying the same thing. We must all condemn violence, that it is not to be accepted, it is not to be tolerated. And one incident of violence is too much. What persons need to do is to be their brother's keeper. Report cases, find persons to talk to, find somebody that you can trust, because often you hear people talk about they can't trust persons to tell their stories to and so forth. But I think if we all realize that it is a phenomenon that we need to stamp out, we have to work together, we have to come together, we have to help each other, we have to support each other, we have to work with the children, we have to start with the homes, and everybody has to take on the whole burden, the cost of domestic violence. We have to all take it into consideration, see where it is taking us, and see where we want to go with domestic violence.
Vincentians, particularly those owning private vehicles, are being advised to secure their belongings before going off shopping in capital Kingstown. Assistant Commissioner of Police Frankie Joseph warns that during the season, criminals are on the prowl and that leaving valuables in plain sight will only give them more of an incentive to break into their vehicles.
For persons who have to come to Kingston also to shop, do not leave any valuables, in eyesight, where someone can just look into your vehicle and see that you have whether a Walkman or iPad or iPhone or a cell phone, lying on the dashboard or on the seat. Ensure that you secure these things, that when someone looked into that vehicle, they would not be able to see these valuables from outside, because it is easier for someone to break into your vehicle if they see valuables in it than to break into it not knowing if there is anything in it. So we are advising the public, the general public, to make sure that they secure themselves, secure their vehicles.
Persons are also being asked to ensure that their homes are properly locked up when going out. ACP Joseph says criminals are very devious individuals who will do anything to get what they want, including using children to fit into tight spaces.
So we are advising the public, the general public, to make sure that they secure themselves, secure their vehicles, and if they are leaving at home, when they are leaving at home, to come to Kingston or to go to anywhere and no one will be at home, to ensure that they secure all of their windows, all of their doors. There is a tendency where people homeowners would leave like a bathroom window open, because normally a bathroom window is smaller than the ordinary window. Thinking that no one will be able to come through that bathroom window. But what has been happening is that these criminals, they would use a young and small person, to go through that small bathroom window. When that person get into the house, they would go and open either a window or the main door, and then the big adults now would go into that house. So ensure that you secure all of the windows, including the bathroom windows.
Meanwhile, the Assistant Commissioner is urging all persons to cooperate with the police to stamp out criminal activities from society. He said fighting crime is not just up to the police, but it is a job for everyone.
I want to advise the residents force, in that the residents have been playing their role, because fighting crime is not only the business of the police. Fighting crime is the business of everyone, because crime do not only affect the police, it affects everyone who lives in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. And the police cannot do it alone, because 99% of the times when these crimes are committed, they are committed in the absence of the police. The police is nowhere there, and we solely depend on the public to give us that information. Hence, in fighting crime, we have to work together. The public have been cooperating with the police so far, and we are encouraging them to continue to cooperate with the police. If you have any information, then feel free to give it to the police. If you have a friend that you feel more confident in, then you can give it to that person.
The ACP is warning perpetrators of crimes that crime does not pay, and that the law will catch up with them.
And I want to advise the criminals that we are going to catch them. We are going to catch them. We are doing everything in our powers to catch them, because we want St. Vincent and the Grenadines to be a peaceful place, not only for the residents of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, the visitors alike, because crime, we are advising them also that crime does not pay. Okay, and we are vigilant, we are determined, and we are going to catch them. And I want to tell the general public that they can rest assured that the police is doing all in their powers to ensure that they have a peaceful St. Vincent and the Grenadines.